Hey guys, I'm really excited that you can join me for this series on work life enrichment. Hey, if you don't know who I am, my name is Andrew E. Guy. I'm a work life enrichment coach and consultant, and my goal in life is to help professionals, high performance professional to do what? To increase their productivity. How do they do that? To bring clarity and meaning to what they do so they can live a radically resilient work life. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Excel to Wellness, for, this absolutely fresh, hoodie. And so I'm at the Blackboard today. And if you want to learn more about them, by the way, go to exceltowellness.com, exceltowellness.com, where I can only get better. All right. And that's my goal in life, to help you to get better. I want to talk to you about this, KPI. We've been talking about this KPI for the past couple of series. If you have not, I would love for you to go and check out those videos that I've already posted. Check them out. Learn as much as you can. Leave a comment. And I hope you take something away from it. But today, I want to talk to you about setting boundaries, setting healthy boundaries that's going to protect you and your family and your work life, enrich your work life. I want to start off by talking about this thing right here. I got two triangles on the board right now. I already draw them up on here. But how do we set boundaries? What is the purpose of a boundary? The boundaries basically is a control mechanism. It actually protects the internal or the inside environment from the external environment. Or you may look at it like you have a home. You protecting your home from whatever is out there, intruders. But when we talk about home, I don't want you to just take it literally like it's just a home or a house. Notice I said home and I said house. There's a difference between a home and a house. House could be just a location where you live. It's just a building. But when I talk about a home, I'm talking about the environment that you create that is conducive to growth. That's what a home is. Home can be inside of a house. Home can be inside of a car. A home can be at the park with your family. Home can be at the restaurant. You get the point, right? So when I talk to you about your work life, I'm talking about your work, what you do when you contribute your skills to meet a need or create a service. That's your work. It's your skill set. It's your expertise. It's what you're great at. It's what they pay you to do. And some people do it even if they didn't even get paid to do it. Your life is a gift that you were given. Now, inside of your work life is your living. Your living, that's why they say how you make a living. You get it? So your work life basically is a major part that is what? Part of your living. The inside part of that is the living part. That's the nucleus. Work life is that environment that you create. The nucleus is your living, because if you're not living, you're not going to be working and you don't have a life. Does that make sense? All right. So when I talk to people, when I travel, when I speak, people normally bring me in to do, I guess what? Building a radical work life. That's what they call me in to talk about. Radical work life is when I look at all the things that may not be working, but then I look at the strengths that I have. And when I weigh the strength versus the things that are not working, many people call them weaknesses, by the way, but not everything that you think is a weakness is a weakness. So let's look at it as strength and things that may not be conducive to the growth that you're trying to accomplish. So don't just look at things as weakness, because something that you may think is weak is actually a stabilizing force to the grand scheme of things. And I'll give you a quick example before we move on to the board here. In our bodies, we have these muscles. We have longissimus, we have short muscles that are called brevis, we have major muscles, and we have minor muscles. When we think about the minor muscles, these are the smaller muscles, right? Most people don't really give them much props because, when you put on your buff top or you go to the gym and you work out, not many people look at these muscles as being important, but they are. While you may see the major muscles, the bigger muscles, the little ones that are underneath are minor muscles. They play a role in stabilizing the body. So a lot of times, let's say we do an exercise, let's say it's a plank or something like that. Then after a while, you start to shake. You start to shake because those major muscles, when they become exhausted, then they're using the smaller, more minor muscles to stabilize. So I'm giving you that information because I want you to understand that the things that you think are not important can be important. Does it mean that they're not working at this time? You may not be visible to you, but they are important to you. Does that make sense? All right, let's go to the board. We're talking about, creating healthy boundaries for your work life. When we talk about creating healthy boundaries, I want you to think of what I talked about earlier on. House versus a home. Your body is the house, but your home is your mind. Does that make sense? Every now and again, I may ask you, does that make sense? Well, I'm not trying to be repetitive, but it's my way of checking in to see if you understand what I'm saying. So if you understand what I'm saying, you can put a comment in the video, say, yes, I get you, Andrew. I'm on the same page with you. I am with you, brother. Let's rock on. So when we think of our home, I want you to think about your mind, because everywhere you go, you are at home. You are here in your mind. And I want to show you how do you set healthy boundaries to protect yourself. When you think about a healthy boundary, I want you to think of it as a triangle, right? I teach this in my course, Radical Resilient Work Life, Building Radical Resilient Work Life for High Performance Professionals. So if you're interested in a course, please send me a link, DM me, and then I will make sure we get the link out. Working on that right now. So here's what we're looking at. Look at it as a triangle, okay? If a triangle is open at the top, that means we can get intrusive thoughts. And if you ever had it where sometimes these thoughts are coming into your mind or coming into your head and you just can't stop them, you don't know where are they coming from. They're intruders. They're coming in. Why? Because your triangle is open. If your triangle is open at the top, then it welcomes all of these thoughts. And here's what's happening, why they keep happening over and over again. Why are we talking about a triangle? Why are we talking about intrusive thoughts? Well, we're trying to create boundaries. The goal of this is basically for you to close that triangle at the top and keep the things, the main things inside the triangle that you want to keep inside the triangle. So if the triangle is open, then all kind of thoughts comes in here. It's just come raining down. All these thoughts are in here. This is the environment. This is the home that you want to protect, this inside part of the triangle. Okay? Let's keep going. If I close my triangle, then whatever I have inside here is considered safe. I create that boundary so intruding thoughts don't just come in. They don't just walk in. Now they're knocking. They're banging on the outer surface trying to get in. It's almost like saying, during fertilization of an egg, when all these sperms rush to that location, all of them are banging on the door. They're banging on the door, banging on the door, knocking on the door, trying to get inside the cell. And the reason why, there's only one of them can get in. Once they get in, once that one cell get in, boom, that thing is shut down. It will not receive anymore. It's the same idea right here. If you have intrusive thoughts that are coming in, they're negative, you need to create boundaries, healthy boundaries that's going to protect your home, because the body is the house, right? It manifests what's going on in the home, and the home is your mind. It's your thought processing. So next thing, what I'm going to do is, what happens when a thought gets inside this home? What happens when a thought gets inside this home? That's what we're going to talk about in the next session. So I want you to come back. I want you to follow up with me, and I want you to watch this video from the front and then come back and go to the next video, because the next video I'm going to show you how you can create healthy boundaries by managing the thoughts that come into your mind. Does that make sense? If we learn to manage these intrusive thoughts, we can change how we feel. We can change what kind of emotions get processed and expressed. We can change what actions we take. We can change what behavior we display. We can change exactly the outcomes to where they happen and the sequence of how they happen. My name is Andrew E. Guy. I'm a work-life enrichment coaching consultant. If you're interested in working with me, visit andrewguyspeaks.com. andrewguyspeaks.com.